know why I work so hard, Tim?
Why do you work so hard, Nick?
That's why I work so hard.
Oh,
I want to look like that one day.
What's his name?
Well, look, his name is Florian Muntenau.
Okay.
And we'll get to that story in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, hi. How are you? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Almost midway through the week, but you're here with us. You're doing something right.
Pre-hump day eve.
It is pre-hump day eve.
It's hump day eve.
It's hump day eve.
Pre-hump day.
It's hump eve.
Hump eve.
My name is Nick Scarpino. I am the host of this glorious morning show. Hosting with me as well today is Mr. Tim Gettys, the master of disaster, the master of all things bomber jackets. How many bomber jackets do you have now? Ballpark it for me.
Ballpark at 10.
10 in an active rotation, or just 10 that you've had? Some of them have been shed now.
Here's the thing. Active rotation, I want to say 4.
Okay.
But Nick, I got 3 waiting in the wings.
You do?
3 that are brand new that I haven't.
Do you keep them sealed like I used to with my DVD collection?
No, I do not. Okay. I do not do that. The problem is, sometimes, because I've told people my secret, I go on Amazon.com, I type in cool jacket, and I buy some jackets.
You buy it.
Because these things are cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a bunch of these things for $20,
yeah.
right? So I just kind of order them. Sometimes they don't fit right, sometimes they're not the right cut. Sometimes they have really weird things going on. For example.
Yeah.
I was going to do it in Spanish, and I fucked it up, and then I did it anyway.
Exempsible.
Exempsible.
How do you say? Ejemplo?
I was going to say por ejemplo.
There it is.
Por
Right,
ejemplo.
Kevin?
Yep, nailed it.
So these things, I don't know why there's weird flaps. Do you know,
some of them have those. Oh, you see here? That's just the design aspect
But
of
you
it.
can't tuck it in.
It's stupid.
Oh, you can't tuck them in?
There's no, because the pocket ends
Can't
here.
stop, won't stop?
It's dumb. Because this is the same jacket. You know my blue one?
Yeah.
You know my green one?
Yeah.
Same fucking jacket. Those don't have this bullshit. I guess this is the new version.
This is the thing is you have to take what people want and change it just a little bit so they feel like it's new, so they buy it again.
I mean, but I don't think that that's the case on Amazon.com/cool jackets.
No, Amazon.com/cool jackets is just going to show you whatever it wants to show you. I bought 2 of the same bomber jacket in different colors. One because I vacillated. I was like, do I want a medium? Do I want it to be more form-fitting, or do I want it to be larger and feel and wear more like a bomber jacket?
Yeah.
Bought the medium at first, and I shied away from wearing it because it always hugged my midsection that I don't like.
Because you zip up.
I zip up.
Yeah,
I always zip up. I
I'm not
like
a
to zip up. I like to keep it streamlined. I like to be able to just, if I have to dive off a cliff, I like to cut through the water like a dolphin.
I get it.
But then I tried this other jacket on that gray one that I have in large, and I'm like, this is just the right size. I'm sorry, I'm too, I like to think that I'm a medium because I'm only 5'8", and that's what a medium should be, but I have the shoulders of a large. So, you know, and it's discomforting. So you don't understand because you're 6'2".
I'm a medium though for my.
Well, you got the height to weight ratio better.
Maybe
for
I don't know, but yeah, I'm a medium on the bomber jacket. Now the thing is, a lot of people have been calling me out. They're like, oh, when Tim wears his black bomber jacket, he has the sleeves down.
Yeah.
Which, as everybody that knows me knows,
you gotta zhuzh him up.
I always do the zhuzh. The problem is it's a little too tight right now.
Yeah.
It's brand new, so I gotta kind of stretch it out a little bit.
I'm always worried about. Well, subsequently, by the way, my wife has taken the medium, and now she wears that. She wears it as like the boyfriend jacket.
So you guys can be like.
Yeah, she loves it. I catch her wearing it all the time, and I'm like, you know, we're wearing the exact same jacket. She goes, but I look better in it. I was worried about zhuzhing up the sleeves. Because I have this weird, I don't know if you know this about me, Tim. I'm a little anal retentive.
Lay it on me, Nick. Oh, are you?
And a little bit.
You mean yesterday when you looked at one thing that was not placed right in the studio and you're like, I don't like that. And then you want a massive tear going through every single corner of this place. And you're like, I want that gone and I want that gone. And why is this here? And it's like, Nick, that's the video wall. You know?
It's dirty.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be dirty, it needs to be cleaned or it needs to leave. I actually came in over the break and checked to the back of the video wall to see how dirty it was back there. Not very dirty.
Not very
dirty. It's actually not bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I've been back there a whole bunch of times.
It's not. I thought it was going to be like.
In?
I thought. Yeah, I went in. I went in.
It feels good, doesn't it?
It's so quiet back there. It just sounds like this. Beep boop bop boop beep boop.
All the flashing lights always confuse me.
Beep boop. I like it. Well, I told you I walked in and there were green lights flashing and I was like, oh God, what's going on with that? It just turns out it's the LEDs on the back. But I went back there because I had this horror. Like I'm thinking, oh, it's going to overheat. Because it's going to be too dusty back there and the fans can't get... It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. But I'm always worried about pushing it up because you're going to wear out the elastic and then you're never going to be able to push... I've had hoodies but in the past where I push them up and then after 6 months you can't. You got to fold them up with a rubber band. I don't like it.
Oh, I don't know, man. There's so much elastic.
Let me see what you got. Let me see what you're playing with here. See, that's going to...
See,
that's going to eventually, the girth of your forearms is going to wear that out.
My arms are thick with 2 C's.
The quality of these jackets will will break
you
apart.
Think the pockets will go far faster?
That's true. That's $20 later, I got another one though, right?
It's
what
true.
fucking new flops will that one have? I don't know, have to see.
I like how Andy has decided he still likes the bomber jacket, but he also wants the members only jacket.
He's moved on
and
to
he
that.
wears a jacket that looked like those two iconic looks from the 80s had sex. And there's a love child that came out, and it's all over Andy. Yeah, I
definitely appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is the Kinda Funny morning show. Thank you so much for joining us. We do this each and every day here at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. We're going to get to the chat a little bit later after the stories, but this is where all the nerdy news you need to know can happen for the day. You don't have to pay attention to anything else at all, period. There's 3 stories that we're going to talk to you guys about right there. Everything else, totally useless.
Useless
totally
information.
Freaking
Unless
useless.
you're interested in shitty bomber jackets.
Most of this is useless.
For you.
Yeah, this is pure shenanigans. Of course, if you guys want, we put this up way later on YouTube and iTunes and all that stuff like that. So you can go over to youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Go over there, sub to the channel. We make some pretty cool content featuring me and Tim and Cool Greg and Kevin. It's pretty nice. Also, if you want to be a subscriber to this channel, well, there's a couple different ways. You can give us your hard-earned money, or if you have Amazon Prime, guess what? You get 1 free Twitch Prime subscription that we'd like to come to us every month, but if not, definitely use it for someone. I use it this month for a member of our community, Crave Snow. Greg is coming in here later. We're going to pick his too. So every month, all of us are going to use ours. If you want to remember, all of us are going to use ours for different members of the community because it's an awesome thing that Amazon is doing. It's super easy to link. As Joey told me, she was like, Nick, it's easy. I'm like, it's totally hard. And she showed me with 2 clicks how to do it. Greg.
What up?
You ready?
Mr. PlayStation 2.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, and I'm ready to give away my free Twitch Prime subscription to someone in the Twitch chat who streams.
Twitch chat.
So I need to know who in the Twitch chat I need to sub to. Remember, I'm doing this and not giving it to Kinda Funny Games because I pay for Kinda Funny Games.
That's like giving yourself money.
Snowbike Mike.
Oh, I love Snowbike Mike.
Chat needs to decide.
Chat,
Take your money and spend it however you want.
I'm trying to see.
Chat, you need to tell
first?
someone. We need the exalted one. The exalted one is going to be the person.
Snowbike
Mr.
Mike.
Penguin Von Penguin is the first person to ask.
Does he stream?
He says, I stream, you can sub to me if you want.
All right, we're doing.
Mr.
Congratulations, Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
Penguin.
You just earned yourself a whopping $5 from Mr. Worldwide back there, Greg Miller.
Mr. Worldwide!
A lot of people in the chat saying Snowbike Mike. Just saying.
Yeah, but he's not in the chat.
What you just
A lot of
did is-
people are chanting the way you
Mike.
did.
Snowbike Mike. We're chanting together.
Look, here's the deal. We're doing this every month. Maybe mine will go to Snowbike
I
Mike
have
next month.
subscribed to Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
It's that easy.
Bow, 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 bow.
Greg can't even figure out how to use his phone, let alone subscribe. That's how easy this is. That's how easy Amazon has made it for you guys to get a little extra $5 in your pocket. What are you gonna do with that?
A little extra
Gonna go to
$5.
Starbucks
Slide it our way.
Gonna go to Starbucks 1.5 times?
You can't
Congratulations.
Use it. That's not how it works.
What's that?
You can't use it that way because the Amazon Prime money, it's just the Amazon thing. You can't
No,
take
it's
the Amazon-
fake money.
Yeah.
They're giving you,
But
and
they,
it's like
they
Bitcoin,
sit on
fake.
the money if you don't give it to us.
Exactly.
And if you're in Snowbike Mike's neighborhood, get a brick and throw it through his window.
No!
Because Kevin's built him up too much now. We need to take him down.
We got to take him down.
Here's the deal you guys have to understand about Amazon. I don't know if you know this or not, but the guy that owns, the head of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is the richest man in the history of human beings.
Really?
Not in the planet.
It's not Bill
He
Gates.
is the wealth. No,
That's just one of those
Bill
things
Gates
that-
has given away a lot of his money.
It was Bill Gates for a little while. But
No,
then he
but
was like,
Bezos
let me
is-
give away $30 billion.
Yeah,
That's
he has
kind of
that
setback.
pact with all of his friends where he was like, "Look, bro, you're really rich. You know, it'd be a really good look for us right now since we made a lot of money off of people. We should give some of our money away." Like Warren Buffett, him, and some of the other people I think gave away. I forget what the pact was called, but it was like the hey, let's
The
not.
good God pact.
I think it was called "Let's Not Go to Hell" pact.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like they looked at all the shit that I've done to get to the top here. I think that I should probably start giving back to the community real fast because the floor is getting a little hot.
Gates
if you know
took it
what I mean.
back, people are saying.
Did Gates take it back?
Multiple people in the chat are saying that. That sounds weird to me. That sounds like part of the I'm going to hell pact.
That sounds like bullshit.
Well, either way, I know. I heard that Jeff Bezos is worth over $100 billion, which sounds like not a real number.
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound like you. I feel like once you hit $100 billion, it should reset, right? Like you're clearly smart
to
enough.
zero.
Just back to zero.
New
Don't.
game plus.
Actually, once you hit billion, you're like, all right, let's go back. Let's go back.
He did that 100 times.
Dude, that's fucking insane. Like, what do you do with that much money? I just watched that movie, All the Money in the World, which was about a similar person. It was about Getty, the guy that did the Getty Museum, and how at that point in time, he was wealthier than anyone had ever been. And it's just weird. Like, it would be so weird to hang out with these people and be like, hey, can you just buy me that city? Buy me the city. And he'd be like, no, but I could. I could buy you that.
But I'm not gonna, and that's real power.
That's power. 104 billion, says Alan Octurna. That's freaking balls nuts.
That is
right
balls
there.
nuts, man. The balls and the nuts.
Dude.
We're not worth that much, but ladies and gentlemen, what we lack, get it. What we lack in money, we more than make up for in cool merch. Today's episode of the Kind of Funny Morning Show is brought to you by kindoffunny.com/store. Kevin, bring it up.
It's already up.
Now
we got a lot.
The segue.
Thank you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm segueing just like those idiots that actually ride segways.
Now here's the thing, Nick.
Yeah.
If everybody in the chat right now bought 1,000 of each of these things, we get close to being kind of close to if you multiplied it 10 times.
Okay.
We might be close to $1 million at that point. Think about how much $100 billion is.
Nick, you should just write that number down to see how many zeros it's got.
It's a lot of zeros.
It's so many.
Hey, B, I think there's another story later we're going to talk about Apple's new headquarters being finished, and they talked about, I saw another story about them not paying taxes or how they skirt around taxes and how they have $294 billion in like cash reserves. Think about that though. You've got half of what Apple has in their cash reserves. You just have it. That's you.
That's ridiculous. Think
so when it's you, when Apple's like, hey, we're a big swinging dick, you go.
Think about how many times he could have bought Star Wars.
Think about how many times he could have bought Star Wars.
85 times. Yeah. He could have bought it.
It's
he could have bought it.
86.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Go over to kindoffunny.com/store. Check out what we got. We have this brand new hoodie, which is awesome. We've got the Kind of Funny Games Daily shirt, which I am wearing right now, which has become my favorite shirt because it's a little bit of a heathered black, and I like that. Second favorite shirt is the Party Mode shirt, because that logo just reminds me of an 80s Coke party.
Time.
Just right.
You know?
That logo reminds me of what the RoboCop rap party must have been like.
Yes.
Where it's Peter Weller and Paul Verhoeven, and they're just blowing through fucking lines.
Party hard, man.
They're just going at it. Of course, we have some other old school shirts down there. So take a look. It's fun, and while you're over there, click around. There's lots of other cool people who have merch on that site as well.
I want a keycap.
Get a keycap. Keycaps are slit. They remind me of my grandma.
That's so cheap.
The Party Mode shirt is the one that has gotten the most compliments.
I walked into...
Are we still selling this thing?
God, I hope so. Yeah, I walked into a...
Look at Andy. Just look at Andy.
Our little boy.
Our little boy.
Yeah, I walked into a place one time, and one of my friends was like, he looked over at me, looked down, and he was like, wait, come here. And showed the shirt to his friend and was like, that's what it should look like.
Yeah, see,
and
that's
I was like,
awesome.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm all about that.
And then they stole the design, and I crushed them. No, I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, also, a couple housekeeping things before we get into the news. The MCU in review is live and just kicking. Yesterday, we recorded our review of Iron Man 2. If you're not familiar with what we're doing, over on youtube.com/kindoffunny. Every week, starting at the first week of January, we have reviewed one Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, starting with Iron Man, then following it up with The Incredible Hulk. Yes, that is actually in the MCU. And then the last one we did that just launched this morning is Iron Man 2. We are deep diving into these things. This one was almost an hour of Iron Man 2.
It was over.
Was it a little bit longer because Greg literally did a play-by-play of every single thing happening in the movie?
By the way, I really enjoyed it.
And today, Greg's gone next week for some reasons, whatever, so we need to record one early. For next week, we're doing Thor. And today, Nick's going to do the synopsis of Thor.
And will I be mostly talking about the intricacies of Natalie Portman's smile? Yes.
The Dutch angles?
Oh God, it was so many more than I thought. I just remember it being one Dutch angle when they were walking down the street as the Lady Sith and the Warriors 3 or whatever it was. But it was every time we did anything, the camera was like, I'm like, why? Why? I gotta look up the cinematographer of that and be like, what else did he shoot? Because it must have been. It's weird though, because I thought at first, I'm like, Kenneth Branagh is a weird choice for Thor. And then I'm like, no, he's not, because they have to have that sort of like Shakespearean presentation. And obviously he directed Hamlet, he was in Hamlet, he did all these things. So I'm like, it's gonna be interesting. I wanna hear your opinion of it, but we'll save that for next week.
For you.
9 a.m. every Tuesday, one's dropping. Go check out Iron Man 2. Was it as good or as bad as we thought it was going to be?
You'll be surprised.
You will be. I'm very surprised going back and watching all these.
Me too. It's fantastic. Also, it is available on podcast services, so please go on iTunes, search for Kind of Funny Reviews, and subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. We're trying to get that podcast rolling so we can do some more cool
I'll tell you one thing right now,
future.
if this podcast does really, really well, okay, they'll let me work here more. They'll keep me employed here.
No.
So please go over there. No?
Absolutely not.
Kevin said no?
Saving me either.
Oh, man. I will say this, though. you guys are jazzed about more movie-style content like this, which gets me super jazzed. I love talking movies with you guys.
Yeah, good.
So hopefully we can keep this ball rolling a little bit down the road. Of course, next week is Thor. A couple quick plugs for me. This Saturday, January 20th, I will be in San Francisco, SF Sketchfest. I'll be doing Shit Arcade. This is Mike Drucker's show, if you guys aren't familiar with this. He brings a lot of really funny comedians in, and they talk shit about a lot of really bad games while they're playing them. This is going to be a fun night. I'm not playing the games because I'm not on that level yet, but I am doing a 5-minute opener for Mike and the show.
On that level, yes.
So that's going to be fun. But of
what
course,
does that even mean?
What does anything mean, Tim? It doesn't matter. Our friend Brian Altano is going to be there along with some other comedians that I'm excited to meet. So come on out. If you check my Twitter or you check Mike's Twitter, or you go to the official Sketchfest 2018 schedule, you can see it there. It's January 20th, starting at 10 p.m. It's going to be fun. It is going to be a shit show, but it's going to be fun. I'm excited about that. All right, Tim, let's get into some news.
Let's get into that news.
Now, you know, we don't have a lot of time for sports on this channel. We just don't.
Seconds.
We just don't have time for it. I try every day to just fit 15 seconds of sports in here.
Yeah.
And it like the Vikings, apparently some stuff happened yesterday. Sorry, folks, we just couldn't get to it. It's out of my control. I don't know who books the show. It just doesn't happen. Today, we happen to have an extra 15 seconds.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Andy's not here.
Yeah.
We don't have any people who do know sports, but we do have another authority. We do have someone who is so well-versed in the intricacies of hip-hop that we would be remiss if we didn't utilize his extraordinary talents.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
extraordinary.
Bringing it back, we're renaming it the Cool Greg Effect. Here we are with Cool Greg. It used to be all sorts of hip-hop with Cool Greg, now it's the Cool Greg Effect. Cool Greg,
what up?
Before I went on, you told me a very fascinating story about arguably the best artist on the planet, Lil Uzi Vert right now.
Some could argue, I guess.
I wouldn't. Why don't you tell me what you told me? Let's go through the story. What's going on
Really
here?
quick, you can't even read the headline because of how poorly designed this website is.
It's Vlad TV, man. I'm guessing it's Russian? Who knows? You're lame is the headline. I think that's all it is.
No,
No,
it
there's-
isn't.
there's more
There's
up
a whole
there.
bunch of text up here.
You can read the URL.
Let's see.
you can't.
Well, that's spoiling it. This article reads, the constant back and forth between older generations in music and younger artists currently on the scene continues to escalate. Recently, Lil Uzi Vert lashed out at the idea of signing to a DJ or rapper, noting that if you are an artist and can avoid it, you should. From there, DJ Drama chimed in on his own, which led to an exchange of words via Twitter. Since then, Uzi gave his thoughts regarding where he stands with older generations of, I'm reading off the page, Kev, so be careful.
Sorry.
Of older generations of artists versus younger ones. Via Twitter, Uzi said, why don't you read this one? Can you read it right there?
Yeah. He said, if you are 30 years old, you lame.
From there, the rapper clarified his thought, saying, quote, and when, without the H, because you don't need the H there, I say, ops and 30 second, just know I'm only talking 32 years and up because I'm rocking with all the young N-words. So what I'm gleaning from this is that Lil Uzi Vert does not like people over the age of 32 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, could you see right under what you just read? Just
Yeah. In the past, Uzi said that anyone 25 and up is an old N-word.
I turned 26 in February, so I'm kind of...
So he's gonna hate you. Now here's
Well, you're already 25, so you're already there, Greg.
yeah.
It's too late.
It's
too late
25
for us
and
all.
up.
You're right.
Sorry guys, here's my thing about Uzi. Does he understand how aging works? Does he understand that if he does life right, he will be over the age of 30 at some point, balling out with his Louis Vuitton man purse that he's got like latched around him like it's some
His
oversized
little dog collar. I mean,
Fucking awesome.
By the way, shout out to that because if I'm not mistaken, that looks either like a merce or a fanny pack. And fanny packs, I'm thinking about getting into.
they're back. Did you see this?
Oh, they've been back for a while.
Oh yeah, they're like just legitimately.
They have designer fanny packs now. My wife was looking for one. And she's like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like,
Gucci?
"No, my wife does not, and she doesn't do Gucci."
So going to the chat here.
I understand.
Llama Do says I'm 32 and lame, so he's not wrong.
There we go.
I'm 37 and I'm not lame, according to myself. If you listen to Kevin, I'm lame every day.
But the thing is, do you think that Lil Uzi Vert would think that you're lame?
I think that if Lil Uzi Vert were to render that judgment on me, I would be devastated.
Yeah.
Because I am a very confident human being.
I feel like he'd think
But I
you're
feel
a pretty
like-
cool dude.
Do you think he would?
Yeah, I do. You're charismatic.
Thanks, Lil Uzi.
You ooze charisma. And I feel like Uzi would have no choice.
Do you think that if he looked out at one of his shows and saw me there, he would be like, I'm glad Nick's here.
No.
January 31st, he's in SF.
Let's do it.
Me and you.
Let's get tickets
Let's
right
put
now.
it to the test.
Let's put it to the test. If this somehow ends up with me smoking weed with Cool Greg and Lil Uzi Vert, and him going, hey man, you're the only one above the age of 25 that I think is cool, I'm gonna rub it in your face.
That's cool.
I'm gonna rub that in everyone's face.
I think you're cool.
I think you're cool too, Tim.
Thank you.
Let's get into a couple other news stories right now. This is kind of a little bit more in line with what we're thinking here on this show, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Egan.com. This is an amendment to a story that we read on the 11th of January, which confirmed there were some new images from Venom. We saw the new image of Tom Hardy as Venom. Kevin, if you scroll down a little bit, we can see him there. But IGN, in their amazing investigative journalism, have flipped this image and zoomed in on what's written on his notepad.
Oh shit.
You didn't even think, that's some Tim Gettys ass shit right there. You didn't even think to do that. And apparently what's written on his notepad is very, it's very illuminating as to who the main bad guys are. So I want to get your take on this real quick because you know a lot more about the comics than I do. The notebook reveals 3 entries, questions Brock is seeking to answer during his investigation. The first entry reads, quote, so how exactly does the Life Foundation go about testing its pharmaceuticals? Which is a weird thing for someone to write as an investigative journalist, because you'd feel like maybe that's a top-level question you might want to break down a little more into the minutia, but it's okay. This obviously confirms the Life Foundation is primary antagonist in the story. Are you familiar with the Life Foundation?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, you're about to be, because they did the work for us.
Thank you.
The best part about doing this news show is that they do all this work and hours and hours, and we just read it, and they haven't given us shit for it yet, because Egan.com, apparently cool website. Is it Spanish? No one knows. In the Marvel Comics, the Life Foundation is a shadowy survivalist group who believe the world will end in nuclear holocaust. Their wealthy, powerful clientele aim to emerge from their shelter to build a new society post-apocalypse. To protect them, the Life Foundation creates a security force of 5 symbiotes. In the comics, these 5 horrible beings, Agony, Phage, Riot, Lasher, and Scream, were spawned from Venom and went on to wreak havoc because they're symbiotes. This sounds like a bad idea, by the way. If you ever want to get me some protection, go to Cool Greg first. And be like, Cool Greg, get Nick some protection. And he'll get someone that is straight from the fucking streets of San Francisco. And everyone will be scared of that. He goes on to read, there's a couple more quotes here. The second entry into Brock's notebooks reads, what about the allegations your empire is built on? That's pretty straightforward. Perhaps Brock is interviewing Life Foundation boss Carlton Drake in the scene, question mark, nobody knows. The final entry is the most curious because it's particularly obscured by Brock's finger. From what we can tell, it appears to read, quote, that you recruit the most vulnerable of us to volunteer for testing that more often than not ends up, and they don't know what the word is, but they think it's killing them. So clearly they're trying to figure out how to get these symbiotes onto people without killing them.
Venom hits theaters October 5th of this year. Wow. We are 10 months away from this actually happening. There's pictures, Nick. This movie's real.
There's a picture, Tim.
But there was other pictures of him
and
in like
according to
Kevin,
and
you're
Brazil
missing the notebook.
Going fucking crazy. Did you see these things?
What happened?
Have you seen these videos?
No. Of who? Brazil going crazy?
Brazil. They did some like debut of the set or something via video, and there's this huge auditorium of people, of Brazilian people in Brazil, sitting, thousands of them. Okay. And they pull up this video. It's Tom Hardy, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm Tom Hardy," and they go fucking nuts. It's like, this is the set of Venom, and they go fucking crazier. And it's like, what is happening? Who got bribed? Like, it felt like the way that the video was cut, it must have been people freaking out to something else.
I'll tell you, I hang out with a lot of Brazilian people. They're very happy people. They just like life.
They do.
Maybe they're just liking life, man. Why you gotta be
Thank you for this,
Here we
guy.
go. Here we are.
Wait, we're showing this?
Just skip forward. I want to see if, because I saw like the Twitter version.
Who's that guy?
Up until this
like
point, we've had a completely
bullshit.
closed set. No visitors, no press, nobody's been here.
How the fuck
So
they
you
got
guys
all
are
those
the first people in
Brazilians
the
in
entire
one
world
place?
to visit our stages.
They just told him about. Look, there's people in the back are like,
We
what
have
are
a
we doing?
couple of questions for you.
Should I fast forward?
Can
Or?
you tell us
Yeah.
a little about the movie?
Lethal Protector and the Planet of the Symbiotes books.
And can you give us a little hint of what fans can expect to see in Venom?
Sure. I can promise you badass action, Venom's dark humor, and I can
Look at
also
it.
promise
Pause
you
it right
an
there.
absolutely stunning performance
shit.
by
Oh,
Tom
shit.
Hardy. This is Venom's movie,
Look
so
at-
we never
see,
know
he's
where
rocking
he's
that
going to
fucking
show up.
sick
We're creating the
jacket.
next link in the chain.
But it's just so funny because it's like, this is it? They're literally just talking about the fucking set. And sure, Tom Hardy's there.
Tom Hardy here, my partner in crime,
Look at Tom Hardy.
AKA
Boss.
Eddie Brock.
Governor, I'm Tom Hardy. I'm going to be Venom.
Wow, that is a lot of
Dream
people.
bigger.
I mean, these are the biggest Venom fans in the world.
Are we done with this?
Yes.
Yeah, we're done with it. Interesting. Look, people get excited, I guess.
No,
That's
I get
cool.
people get excited. But in what scenario is that many people there?
I would be that excited if Tom Hardy was here right now talking to me. I'd be like, wow, this is really cool. Tom Hardy's
But you
here.
wouldn't be. That's the truth.
I'd be more excited to talk to. If Tom Hardy were here, I'd be like, what is happening with the next Mad Max? What's going on with you? How cool is Charlize Theron? Tell me everything about Charlize Theron. It would very quickly segue over to Charlize Theron.
Yes, I can understand
100%.
that. Yeah,
we would just talk about her for an hour and then I'm like, well, that's you, Tom Hardy.
Thanks.
See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Well, people are excited.
I don't know, man. This movie, I just don't want it to happen.
Eddie King 90 says it's probably Brazilian Comic-Con. I mean, I would imagine.
It was.
It's Brazilian Comic-Con, yeah. I would imagine they didn't just get that many people in a room. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Want to come in? We got this big auditorium to fill.
Yeah, okay.
What are you going to do?
Okay.
Come on in. We're doing capoeira in there. We're going to do some Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's going to be fun. Let's go into the next news story. This was something we talked about a little bit yesterday, but there's been some official casting news. Creed 2 has cast its Big Nasty. The guy, are you familiar with Creed, the Creed series? Rocky Balboa, Creed, Michael B. Jordan.
We talked about this yesterday.
We did. So now,
you just said that.
Yeah, I can't remember if you were on the show yesterday with me or not.
Yeah.
It's all blending into me. Well, the story of Creed is picking up with Ivan Drago's son coming back as the big bad guy. Ivan Drago, of course, being Dolph Lundgren's amazing character in Rocky IV. That was when boxing went from boxing to basically the United States versus Russia. It was just a big analogy for the Cold War, and because he beat Ivan Drago, we were then able to go forward, and now our two countries are awesome. We love each other.
Amen.
We don't fuck with each other ever.
Tale as old as
and it's great.
time.
Well, unfortunately, Tim, this may break years and years and years of strong public relations between our two countries because Dolph Lundgren's son is coming back, and he's been cast as Florian Big Nasty Munteanu. I don't know how to say his name. He's a Romanian boxer. Florian Munteanu has been cast as Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2, which will see him take on Michael B. Jordan in the ring. The tracking board has exclusively learned. Stephen Campbell Jr., the director of The Land, will direct the sequel for MGM, which like Muntantu's agent, did not immediately respond to requests to comment due to the holiday weekend. That's just lazy journalism. You gotta call that dude back up and be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, what are we doing?
This is not much of a story here other than this is the bad guy of Creed 2. I'm excited to see what happens with Creed 2. My question is it going to be as culturally relevant as Creed 1? Now, if you remember, Creed happened and everyone was like, no, that's not gonna happen. That's too cool of an idea. Right, the idea Ryan Coogler pitched, Ryan Coogler, of course, from Fruitvale Station, if you haven't seen it, it's really good. He worked with Michael B. Jordan there. He went in, they were like, hey, what do you, after the success of Fruitvale Station, they were like, what do you want to do? And he was like, I think it'd be really cool to bring Rocky back, but if Apollo Creed was the new boxer. And I heard that, and I was like, that's Apollo Creed's son, was the new boxer. I'm like, that's way too fucking cool. No one's ever going to do that. And they did it. And not only did they do it, it's actually a good movie. So my question is this going to go the way of Rocky 2? Or is it going to be more like Rocky 3 and 4? Do you know what I mean? Are you familiar enough with the Rockies to understand what I'm talking about?
I need to watch Creed. I'm going to make a note of it.
Creed's really good. It's a really cool... Rocky 2 was good. It was an interesting sequel. Rocky 3 is when it started getting, he was a superhero. Yeah. Rocky 4 was just absurd.
Yeah.
Rocky 5, you're like, they're not even boxing anymore. They're just street fighting now.
Yeah.
And then Rocky Balboa came back, and the first 20 minutes made me cry like a fucking child. It was so good.
Didn't watch it.
Oh, it was so good.
Didn't he fight someone in
Yeah.
60?
But it's not about him winning, it's about him proving to the next generation that they should have heart. And it's so fucking good. And they have this scene where the first 20 minutes of it, he's walking around and reenacting his first date with Adrian, but she's dead. And so on the anniversary of them getting married, I'm like tearing up right now. He's like walking around and redoing it, and everything's torn down now. The ice rink is not there anymore, and it's just this is his reality. You know, he's not there anymore. And then he gets brought back. They're like because someone does a boxing match like in a video game, of like what it would be like, when they do the grades, like Muhammad Ali versus Tyson, but they obviously couldn't fight together because they're different time periods. Well, it's like, what would Rocky Balboa be against the new current champ? And they do a simulation on ESPN, and it's like Rocky Balboa might actually win this, which in some weird reality, they're like, let's bring back a 60-year-old boxer to fight a fucking 25-year-old.
Why the fuck not?
And he does not get housed. But anyway, I'm excited about this because I really liked Creed, and I want to see what they do with Creed 2.
Creed 2.
Creed 2.
Do you think it's silly that it's going to be Drago's son?
Seems a little silly to me.
Isn't it, like, it's a gimmick now, right?
That's why it's...
Like, what's the next one? Rocky's unknown son comes out.
Apollo
and,
Creed. Well, no, he already had a kid, and it was Milo Vincent Iliaglo, and he didn't work out that well for him. No, with Creed, it was interesting because Creed dies in 4, and you don't really know anything about him, and it's such a cool story because he is the antagonist of the first movie. Some could also argue that Rocky's his own antagonist, but he's basically the bad guy in the first movie. Second movie, they become friends. By the third movie, they're just homies. Yeah. And if you remember correctly, he's not even a boxer in this. He trains Rocky, and they have that beautiful scene at the end where they're running in the water, splashing each other in the world's shortest shorts. They're just so short, these shorts.
That scene is very interesting.
They went and they found the shorts. They found the shorts that were for 12-year-olds, and they said, let's squeeze our beautiful glistening tan thighs into these shorts, and let's go for a run. And there's nothing wrong with that. Tim, later today, when we get sandwiches, let's wear some really small shorts, and then we'll splash each other. And it doesn't mean anything other than we have an affinity and an affection for one another.
I understand, and I'm in.
I've talked about Rocky way too much right now. Let's move on to the next story. This one's an interesting one.
My favorite thing about that, Nick, is the first 3 minutes of what you said, I think was verbatim what you said yesterday.
Look it is. I don't care.
I even said the same thing. I was like, I haven't seen Creed. Let me make a note of it.
You did, but you didn't make a note of it. I just wanted to make sure you watched it. This next story is hilarious. It comes from the Hollywood Reporter. John Carpenter assures his fans he is most assuredly still alive after an errant tweet by Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh.
John Carpenter is very much alive, and his sense of humor is as well. The horror master on Tuesday responded to an errant tweet posted by Rotten Tomatoes earlier in the morning saying the iconic Halloween director was dead. Fans were quick to point out he was alive and had a chuckle at the irony. Quote, to Rotten Tomatoes, despite how it appears, I am actually not dead. Carpenter tweeted. Which is
that's great.
Now, apparently Rotten Tomatoes got it wrong and said he would have been 70 on this day and yada yada yada. And they were trying to pay homage to him, but he was like, "No, I'm not dead." The original Rotten Tomatoes tweet that has since been removed, but of course it's the internet, so everyone immediately screen capped it. Reads: John Carpenter would have been 70 years old today. We celebrate his birthday by looking back at his 5 favorite films. To which he responded, "Yo. I ain't dead.
Not dead. I'm 70.
I'm still here. I might got one more left. I think they're still working on another Escape from LA or Escape from New York movie, if I'm not mistaken. So they keep going. What I love most about this, though, is that John Carpenter is so old now. He looks like old Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China, and that's baller as fuck. When you live long enough to look like your most famous bad guy,
become the villain.
That is fucking cool. That's a Harvey Dent shit right there.
Long enough to become the villain.
Kevin, type in old David Lopan.
Nope.
In Google search.
Can you just not say it that way, though?
Mr. Button.
Nope.
I do an awesome Lopan. Come on. Safe, Mr. Button. Safer with me than anyone in the world.
Stop. Can you just stop?
Fuck you. No, I won't stop. I won't stop. Look at him. There he is. Not the one where his face is glowing. That one right. Oh, 2 over to the right. Oh, up top, 3rd. There, right there. One more. Yeah, right there. Click. No. There you go. Look at this. I'm not saying that John Carpenter has been playing the long game all along here, but look at the similarities between him and my favorite of his villains. There we go. Kevin's doing some. There it is. Look at wow.
Oh my God, you're right.
You give him 10 more years, and he might need a girl with green eyes.
Oh my God.
Stop, Nick.
Green eyes. Cutting people's wrists and shit, trying to get back to his youthful vigor.
Who's directing the new Halloween movie?
Maybe him? I don't know.
Big Kev Dog.
Kev Dog.
Just type in Halloween 2018.
It's James King now says Michael Myers isn't his most famous villain, question mark? Yeah, you're right. Mike Myers is probably the most iconic of all of his villains. But I have a special place in my heart for Big Trouble in Little China. It's one of those movies that is comfort food for me. I watch it at least once a year.
Gordon Green is directing.
No idea who that fucking person is, but he's writing it. John Carpenter is writing it.
Writing the characters.
Man, let's see. Jamie Lee. What's up?
Jamie Lee.
Jamie Lee. Last news story for today. Not much of a news story. I just wanted to chat with you on this. The iconic, or soon to be iconic, I should say, Apple Donut is almost done. Apple just put the finishing touches on its new $5 billion headquarters, and the results are stunning.
$5 billion. Ain't no money to a
But let me ask you this question, Tim. Do you think it has facial recognition when you walk through the door? It just opens for you?
100%.
Yeah.
Do you think that if it was the morning, like every time I look at my phone in the morning, it just for some reason won't unlock my phone?
Does that happen?
Yeah, all the time. Because I'm always like this, and my face is half in the pillow.
Do you have your phone set to the thing where you have to look at it with your eyes?
What?
Great question.
I do.
No idea. No, because I'll be here and it'll unlock. Oh yeah, I guess I have to. Yeah, I have to look at it.
There's a stupid looking building.
There's an option where you can have it so that it can either just see your face even if your eyes are closed and you're okay.
No, I think
there's another one where you have to like make eye contact.
Oh, I probably picked that.
And I have that because it makes me feel cool.
It's hilarious because every time I just imagine when people watch me unlock my phone because I make a goofy face at it like someone's looking at me.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a fucking machine.
It's a machine.
But I go like this.
It's a black mirror.
And it's fun. Tim, look at this fucking building. Let's scroll through this real quick. I'll read a little bit of the story. If you guys aren't familiar, if you don't follow Apple because you're weird ass Android users, Apple's $5 billion campus in Cupertino, California, with its famous spaceship building, is finally finished, and employees are moving in. Most of the heavy machinery has been moved off campus, and there's only a little bit of landscaping left to do, according to the new video by drone videographer Duncan Sinfield. Drone videographer. The campus called Apple Park is a huge benefit for the 12,000 lucky Apple employees who get to move in. Apple has 25,000 employees in Silicon Valley, so 13,000 of them are just fucking assed out.
Yeah.
You are assed out, sir. Employees start moving into the new headquarters last year. Among the perks of the employees at Apple Park are new food and gym facilities, fancy new office chairs, a state-of-the-art theater for an on-campus presentation, which looks dope as shit.
New office chairs.
You know how excited we were when we got fancy new office chairs?
Were we?
Not us, but at IGN. We had the errant chairs. Everyone was like,
that was a big deal.
Everyone would make a huge deal out of how good the chairs were when I first started at IGN.
Yeah.
And
those
I remember
nice ass chairs.
I would sit in it,
those chairs.
and they were like, "You don't have the
Those chairs
lumbar
were
support."
awesome.
What's funny is it's so.
I don't like those chairs.
When they tell the old stories, if you remember, Brisbane was not the first office that IGN was in. IGN actually, there was another Brisbane office that was across the freeway, up above the little town with the subway. What's that cut through that goes all the way over to your old house? Where you can go through the canyon.
El Camino?
El Camino. It's not El
San Bruno Mountain.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Guadalupe,
it used to be,
right?
Guadalupe, that's what it is. Guadalupe Parkway. It used to be at the bottom of that. Anyway, long story short is they took up that whole building. This was back during the dot-com boom.
Yeah.
Took up the whole first floor of it, right? And then as the company, as basically all of the venture capital money started burning through, and as the company started not doing as good, because everyone's like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing here. We're a .com and .com. If you had a .com in like 1997, people were like, I don't know what that means. Here's $50 billion. So they burned through all of it, and they were trying to make a profit. And Pear told me this story. He showed me a picture of it one time, where they used to take up the whole first floor, and then slowly but surely they had to lay people off, and it went from the first floor to half the first floor, then a quarter of the first floor. Then eventually they were just in a corner of it, and the rest of it was empty because they couldn't find another tenant. But the only thing that was left was a sea of these errant chairs, because they had bought, of course, the most expensive chair for their employees, who, by the way, most of which, the ones that were doing the hard work, were sleeping under their fucking desks because they weren't paying them anything.
Yeah.
But they had the best chair you've ever seen on the planet.
Good.
And Pear actually has a picture of that, like this sea of office chairs that are just like, it looks like people just disintegrated. Like they got hit by the destroyer, like, and blew up. Isn't that wild?
That is crazy. I'm trying to get something to send to Kevin real quick.
Okay.
Speaking of chairs.
But either way, this campus is insane. I kind of want to drive by it and see it, because this looks fucking crazy. There's like a. No, it looks cool. It's a cool way to do it, Kevin. I like it because it's the perfect blend of like inside outside. You know, like you feel like you're outside.
Is it a cool way to do it? I'm not impressed by this.
Why not? It looks like the fucking Pentagon.
I don't like the idea. It reminds me of the San Jose Mall.
Now,
you have to fucking walk
let me ask you
way
this question.
too far.
Let me ask you this question.
Hold on, Nick. The most unimpressive thing about this fucking building is it can't hold all of its fucking employees.
That is unimpressive.
They
as
build one
shit.
building, they can't even hold half of the Apple employees.
Here's the deal that you're missing,
Apple
Kevin.
dumb.
It's if you're in there though, how much cooler are you gonna feel than your friends who aren't in there? Do you see what I'm saying?
Why do they build it twice as tall?
Who the hell knows? Because then it would look like the Coliseum, and everyone would be like, "Are you not entertained?"
Really
they dig up Steve Jobs' corpse, put some animatronics on him, and he has to fight a fucking lion. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Nick, too far.
I don't care. There's no. I mean, this.
Kevin, I just emailed you something.
Why don't you just
Because
slack
I couldn't. The share
Why
thing
don't you
wouldn't
just
let me slack it, Kevin.
Fight. Fight.
Anytime I get sent to Kevin, whatever way I do it, he wanted it.
He wants it the other way.
Why is it an auto flash drive?
He was like, "Hey, can you send me this thing?" So I slacked it to him.
Pigeon?
I get there, I hear 5 minutes later, "Hey, can you send it to control instead?"
I never
because
told
I'm at
you
my
to-
desk.
I never told you
I
to
can't
send it
walk
to me.
all the way over to my desk and send it to myself. I have to. I have to inconvenience
moronic. You know that's moronic.
So wirecutter.com.
Yeah.
Love the site. It's essentially a best of site. They do a lot of reviews.
Can we
and
please
figure
get
out what
those
the best
chairs?
thing
Those are
is.
sick.
This is the highest reviewed office chair. And fucking look at that son of a bitch.
I'm getting that for my office at home.
I love this
I
thing.
love that color. Let's get that.
Like,
That's
that
fine.
is kind
How
of
much
funny
are they?
blue, perfectly.
How much are
it's
they?
pretty goddamn expensive.
Let's order one. How much are they?
Oh my God, a grand.
Fuck you. We're not spending $1,000. We spent. This is why I love having Kevin here, right? Because if it were up to me,
that.
I'd get 6 of those and we'd be bankrupt.
Yeah, you would.
Kevin, when we first bought all this stuff, was like, Nick, because I kept sending him links, and he was like, "That's too expensive."
Kev,
he bought us
yes.
$100 chairs.
But
Those are
look
sick.
at that,
They're
though.
sick.
I mean,
Kev.
it's beautiful but you know how many? There's 7 of us here.
No, I understand
Fuck that.
I
No,
understand that. Now, here's the thing. Maybe a best friend out there works at Steelcase. If you have any connections to Steelcase, let us know. We'd love to have these chairs sponsor our show.
There's only 6 left in stock, and there's more on the way. So one person's stuck with Cool Greg's gonna have to be stuck with the IKEA chair, which, by the way, looks exactly like this, and I'm sure is not that much more inferior. Those are cool chairs, though. I will say that
highest reviewed by far on wirecutter.com.
I will say
It doesn't even have a perfect 5.
nothing has a perfect 5 on Amazon.
Amazon.
1-star review.
Isn't that the joke about Amazon? Is everything's 4.5 stars? Always, no matter what. Anything you look at is 4.5 stars. And there's always one guy that gave it the 1 star. Is like, this did not even show up at my house. Fuck these people. They make an inferior product. It's like, bro, you moved.
Where's my bird?
You fucking moved. Maybe it showed up.
Tim, it's bad for tall people.
Let's read this. Oh, it's bad for tall. Fuck errant. They don't make chairs for people who are 18 feet tall. You guys are just fucking over the tall people.
It's not errant. It's a different company.
That's what he said, errant. Oh, non-ancient. He said, I wanted to upgrade from my now ancient errant chair. Got it.
You spent $1,000.
Look, if you're sitting at your desk a lot, that's great. I actually have a chair at my home desk that really, it deters me from wanting to sit there because it's so uncomfortable. It's an old school IKEA chair, and boy, it just feels like I'm sitting on hard cardboard.
I love my computer chair.
Why
it's
doesn't
the
this guy
simplest chair of
return
all
it?
time.
I finally convinced myself to drop a G on the replacement for my level V1. Ha ha ha, and boy do I regret it. I have had this chair for about 1.5 days, and my back is already killing me. The lumbar support is non-existent. Maybe it just doesn't fit you, bro. God, I love reading comments in that voice.
It sucks.
Kevin,
Okay,
before
first
you
off.
exit, can we look at the chairs again?
We sure can.
Look at the other picture from the next.
No, it's fucking freak nasty.
Oh, I love it.
Here's why I like this,
love
Tim.
it.
We get 6 like this and 1 off-colored. 1 like a weird color. Or pink.
$7,000.
Kevin, we don't need to have holiday parties ever again. How about that?
Our holiday parties cost a total of nothing.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Me and
true.
Greg came cleaned up and spent nothing on it. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
but-
the New
but
Year's holiday party.
That's true.
The Christmas holiday party, I'm sure, costed us a lot of money.
It did, and I have thoughts on the next one. I want to do a pizza party.
I'm so down.
I just want to go. Instead of going to a bougie restaurant, how does
Fuck
this sound?
bougie restaurants, man. That
Bougie
place
restaurants, that
sucked.
food sucked. It did.
Sucked.
And I thank Joey for putting that together. It was a lovely.
I'm mad at her.
But
Joey
here's
was
what I
good.
want to
Joey
do
was
next
All
year.
I wanted is our own little room,
God.
and I've never had it.
I love
Here's
how
what I
every
wanna-
time he goes to a different color, in between, it pops back to the blue.
It sure does. Here's what I want for the holiday party next year, and you guys tell me if I'm crazy. Okay, all of us get together. We invite whoever the fuck we want, and we take over either a Shakey's pizza or a Round Table pizza.
Okay, here's the
Round
thing. I
Table
have the
pizza.
perfect one. The Round Table's by Target, the Metro Center. It has that like little wall that
You're
comes out
right.
and closes
You're right.
off.
I'm in.
And here's
We're
what we
in.
do.
Let's
Here's
go.
what we do. Here's what we do. We go to the bank beforehand. We get 20 rolls of quarters.
Because they got video
And
games.
people can come up to us
Hell
and you
yeah.
just do what your dad used to do to hand you some quarters and go, get away from me.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
fucking drinking right now. Can I not just get 5 seconds to myself? And they throw quarters at your stupid little
I'm
face.
legitimately-
and you
I
go,
would be
I don't care how much
100%
this
in
hurts.
for that.
I don't care how much this hurts. I'm gonna go play fucking Radmobile.
So how many of these fucking chairs did you want me to get?
Did you just talk yourself into the chair?
No, I'm never gonna fucking allow this company to spend it. Oh
No.
my god!
Holy
some
shit,
of
some of them are
50.
going to 60?
Oh, because they're leather, probably.
Oh, okay.
We don't need leather. We're not that bougie.
No. we just
ladies and
need
gentlemen,
fucking
let's,
perfect blue, guys.
let's go into a couple tips because
God, I love it. I'm so hard.
yeah, he is hard. I can confirm that. We can't do it on Twitch because it's illegal, but if you guys want to see pictures of Tim's erect penis, follow him on Twitter. Maybe he'll go into that one day. A couple tips before we go into PS I Love This Best Friend XOXO. Jacob Solo has given us a nice tip and says, hey guys, I'm in LA until Sunday with my wife. What tips do you have for us to do? Also, I heard Nick and Tim will be here Thursday. If you want to meet up and grab a drink, tweet me at Jacob_Solo. Go catch a show at the Comedy Store. Take your wife out there. The lineups at the Comedy Store right now are ridiculous. It's basically like watching everyone that has a Netflix special.
And it's fucking great because to me it's like a who's who of what Netflix specials that I've missed that I should watch. Because last time I went back and I have a whole bunch of new favorite comics now.
Yeah, you have Crystalia.
Crystalia, man, so high on my list. That motherfucker. I started following him on Twitter.
Yeah.
So funny.
Is he funny?
So funny.
Good.
I love it.
I love it. Mario Nell Bros has given us a tip and said, hey, my loves, just wanted to give you guys a shout out because last year was by far the Kind of Funny's best year. You guys overcame all the rough times to make the best content you ever made. Keep fucking that chicken.
Thanks,
Mario.
For making a dope video.
Shout out to him for getting a tattoo of our logo on his arm.
He made a video
Hell
about it.
yeah, man.
IBF
The
Sean,
homie.
The homie. IBF Seanster gave us a tip and said, Tim, you are my muse. You mentioned this game yesterday, and I realized that no one has made this joke before. He gave us a tweet. I'm going to pull it up right now, and if it's not funny, I'm going to take my computer and throw it at your head, sir.
Oh, shit.
Let's see here. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go.
Is it funny? I can't tell. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right, Sean, you're safe for now, but you better watch out for flying laptops,
I love
sir,
you, Sean.
because I might come at you like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew. Mario Nut Bros gave us another tip and said, also, thank you and the community so much for supporting my Kind of Funny tattoo video. You guys are great. Also, who of you can I have dinner with at Kind of Funny prom? Also, Nick, can I please get a butthole?
Butthole.
There you go. Blurbs said, Tim, if you want to one-up your crypto friends, check out Basic Attention Token. It's going to change how ads work on YouTube, or on Twitch and YouTube, and was created by co-founder of Mozilla. Hit me up if you need help. Tim will not be getting into cryptocurrency anytime soon unless Kevin gets into it.
He's scared of it.
If Kevin does it, he'll tell Tim to do it. Tim will do it.
I've told Tim to buy stocks for years now. For years.
Kevin, where do you come down on cryptocurrency? Are you getting into Bitcoin or Lightwave or Lightroom?
That shit's too complicated. I feel like I have to think about it a lot more than I'd want to.
But don't you feel like the people that have thought about it are going to be the billionaires and we're all going to just be like washing their feet in about 5 years?
I mean, maybe you are.
Rage Against the Machine.
What's it called?
This is called Basic Attention Token. Tim's going to be a billionaire. We're going to be washing his feet soon. That's it for tips, guys. We'll call those for right now. Next section, we'll go into PS I Love This Best Friend XOXO. If you guys are watching this show for the first time, this is your opportunity to go and nominate someone from our community you feel is doing a great job as a human being. You go to kindoffunny.com/bestfriend, fill out the form. Joey goes through them all and picks the best of the best, just like she did today. Carly is shouting out Kadena. Also goes by Nina. She is the best sister, best friend I could ask for. I recently just made a big move back to my hometown and it has been incredibly hard for me. She has been there for me consistently throughout the process, from helping me move to just being a great friend. She is who I look up to, even though she is my younger sister. That's really nice.
If I remember correctly,
speaking of siblings,
I think this is the family that was the front row of Kind of Funny.
Oh, nice, awesome! You guys were awesome.
I think they're Quaid's older sister.
Quaid, start the reactor. Remember Logan? That kid that used to come with his mom?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I miss that kid.
He's still a thing.
His mom would just sit in the back rocking like a glass of like rosé.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know who the fuck. She'd always be like this. I don't know who you guys are. I like you.
But I like you.
I like you. Logan's out there like, Mom, this is incredibly inappropriate for me, but thanks for taking me. And she's like, whatever, you guys know how to party. I'm talking about cocaine on stage. She's like, I used to do coke in the 70s and 80s. Come on, son. Side note, my brother will be joining me tomorrow morning on the show.
Oh.
He's going to be co-hosting with me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yep, he's coming into town for some business meetings, and I invited him to be on the show because he just finished Hunter Pence's studio, The Coral Sword, down in Houston. In Planet Houston, and I want to talk to him about that process.
Okay.
If you can believe it, had a little bit of a nightmare of my brother hanging out with Hunter Pence and all the shit that because he makes shit up sometimes.
Oh yeah, I've seen him make shit.
Like, you know that I make shit up
to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's just been telling me stories. I'm like, I knew Nick then.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make things up.
No.
Like,
So
I'm with Nick 18 hours a day.
I'm terrified by what Hunter and Alexis have probably heard come out of my brother's mouth. So I'm going to grill him tomorrow.
Oh,
on
I'm
that.
excited for that. It's gonna
because
be a good morning
Hunter,
show.
Alexis, if you're watching this, don't believe anything he says about me. He, more than anything, my brother likes making a joke at my expense.
Yeah.
More than anything. And if I'm being honest, I like making jokes at his expense too.
I get it, man.
I like fucking with him. He fucks with me. There we go. But it's a little crazier when you're dealing with a professional setting with people that you admire.
Mr. Yasman 300 says, "Is he the one who made the Kind of Funny studio?"
He did.
Yes. He's done Kind of Funny Live 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Will he be doing Kind of Funny Prom? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He did the studio. Can we talk about the other things he's done?
I think so. I don't see
know
why not. Yeah, he did IGN
He's done
Studio.
IGN, he's done GameSpot, he's done Ubisoft,
Yep.
he's done Twitch,
Yeah.
he's done Skybound.
Yeah.
He's fucking everywhere.
So basically, anytime you see a cool looking studio with an LED wall, it's Go Button Productions. So if you're out there right now thinking, hey, I've got an extra tens of thousands of dollars to spend on my home studio, and you want him, if you can find him, he's like the A-team. Maybe he'll come out and do the work for you. We'll see. We'll talk to him tomorrow about that. That's going to be really fun. Tim, it's giveaway time. How can people win?
4 ways to win. 1, be in the Twitch chat. 2, be a Twitch subscriber, or if you have Amazon Prime, be a Twitch Prime subscriber. 3, patreon.com/kindoffunny, or 4, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames at the $2 or above level. Those are all additive to each other. So, 4 ways to win. 4 names in the hat. We'll pull one out just like we're about to do right now. Nick, who's the winner?
The winner of today's lucky giveaway is Cameron M. Plays from the Twitch chat. You have won Fate Extelia, the Umbral Star on PS4. And I don't even know if that's a real game or not, because none of those words make any sort of sense to me, but whatever. Whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 9 more minutes, which means we can talk to you guys for 9 more minutes before 2 things happen. 1, Tim's got a phone call, and 2, Andrea Renee is here. She is looming. I can feel her presence in our studio. So she's going to duck her head around the corner at some point. It's going to terrify me. I'm going to have to jump off. But before we do that, we're going to get to the old 3 and 3. We're going to talk to the non-subscribers for a few questions, comments, or compliments, and then we will go into speaking with the Golden Children, the Chosen Few, the Diamonds in the Rough, the Wind Beneath Our Wings, the subscribers.
Not the Lysander at work says, doesn't that new Samsung modular micro LED wall kind of make that stuff obsolete? Yes, but the price is prohibitively expensive.
How much are they?
Very, very expensive. Like getting up there in the more than this.
Well, so LED walls used to be super expensive, and now because more people use them, obviously, shocker, that's how economics, that's how business works. The more people that want it, the price can go down. These got a little less expensive. The smaller versions, the better versions of these walls are now going for what we bought this wall for. So when and if we ever move into a new studio and want to do more with LED technology, it'll be there for us. But you never know. You take a chance.
You never do know. Daryl Dab Jr. says, Tim, what kind of speakers do you use? I'm usually really good about this tech stuff. Off the top of my head, I don't know the ones I have. They're white with black. It's black on white, like I talked about yesterday on Kind of Funny Games Daily. They're not the Yamahas, but they're the desktop speakers. So if you just kind of Amazon desktop speakers, white, and you see them, they're in the $300 range. They're pretty. They're really good for desktop speakers. My house kind of sucks in terms of volume
acoustics,
and acoustics. So
I did. I'm sorry. That was gross.
I don't really have a TV speaker system. I bought the really nice Sony soundbar, the HT ST whatever the fuck 550, that has Dolby Atmos and all that stuff. And I bought it just as a test to see if Atmos was worth all the hullabaloo, just to find out that my beautiful TV does not support Atmos.
Oh, no.
Only the 2017 version does, and I have the 2016 version. So that sucks.
I'm sorry about that. That does suck.
Pretty bad. Until LG gives a fucking firmware update, and knowing their bitch asses, they're not gonna.
Someone in the chat, I forget who it was, asked if I was going to watch the fights this weekend. I believe it's the Ngannou fight versus Stipe. I really want to, but I'll be at Sketchfest this Saturday. So maybe, depending on what time my call time is at Sketchfest for Mike Drucker's show, I might be able to watch them, but I think they're going to butt too close up. I might find a bar by them and then buy the Sketchfest and run over there, because I think there's a couple downtown that show it. But if you're not familiar with Francis Ngannou, you can Google Francis Ngannou knockout Alistair Overeem. It is the most violent knockout you will ever see in your life.
Not going to do it.
He knocked, and Alistair Overeem is a monster. Yeah. He is a fucking monster. He punched him, I think it was a left hook. Lights out, stiff, just stiff as a board. Feet like this.
That sucks.
He was gone. His eyes were kind of open a little bit, but you could tell he was like,
he wasn't there.
I mean, he's just in a pool in the back of his brain like, this is fun.
Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, what's going on around me? It's watching 2 heavyweight UFC fighters that fight is the most terrifying thing ever, because they just have such unbelievable power in their fists. But every once in a while, someone gets their fucking ass knocked out, and it's super fun.
People are like, I returned the soundbar. I wasn't planning on keeping it. That thing was very expensive.
I've been meaning to ask you about this, by the way, because when I stream anything on PlayStation or Amazon, my sound is terrible. The dynamic range of the sound is terrible. And then bam, it goes like really high. And I don't know how to get away from that. I'm sure if I got
Do you have speakers or
I don't have any
have
speakers. It's just TV speakers.
Soundbars, I mean, speaker setup is undeniably better.
Yeah.
Soundbars have gotten to
But
a
you know
point,
my wife, that's never gonna happen.
I know. So soundbars have gotten to the point that they're sleek enough and deliver a powerful sound that is good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough. But I don't like good enough, and that bothers me.
Let me put it this way. There were other blue chairs that Tim looked at. But he has never called attention to a blue chair until he found the perfect blue chair. That is the Tim Gettys life story. Tim Gettys, the perfect blue chair, is what it's going to be called. Let's go a couple more questions, then we'll bounce out and maybe get some Chipotle. We'll see. Hey Tim, there's a new white PS4 Pro with the controller you want.
Oh, I know.
You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to get one over on Tim when it comes to white things.
Well, yesterday I was talking about wanting a white PS4 Pro with the white controller, and then damn, it's announced today.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What?
Wrap it up.
The bathroom door's closed, so I couldn't tell if Kevin was in there shitting or if it was just blown up. That's all.
Okay, no, I shit in earlier.
A little bit of both.
Robert loves me says, Nick, have you watched The Greatest Showman yet? I watched it this weekend and I'm still swooning. Brienne has been on me to watch that movie, but the problem is this. My wife was like, no, so now I don't get to watch it.
There you go.
Top Player Hater says, is Tim rocking the Audio Engine A2s or is he living that Kanto life? I am living the Kanto life, sir. That is what they are, the Kanto speakers. Not to be confused with the Kanto region from Pokemon Red and Blue.
There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in sub-only mode. Remember, if you want to sub to us, use that Amazon Prime money. We'll be doing it every month. You get that one free Twitch sub every month. Every month. Here's your daily reminder. Let's see what people are saying here in the subs. Walter White says, Nick, I started my first film and media studies class today. This is a passion that comes from your work. Thanks so much, man. Hopefully I can be a seducing producer in a few years. I know what you're saying, and I'm glad that you're doing that, but just cut out the seducing part for the time being. Just cut that part out. Be a producer. But I'm glad you're doing it. Honestly, taking my first film studies class, the
glasses are on.
There it is. Are you purposely trying to look more like a school teacher to intimidate me? Because it's working.
Because it's working.
I know, I have 3 minutes and we are on time.
I gotta call at noon.
Start at noon.
You guys
Start at noon.
I heard it both ways. It's more of a general start time. You know when they say call time's 10, but we're probably not gonna get going until 10:30, and you just sit at craft services,
just us thing.
and you sit at craft service, which Kev has put out. It's like one granola bar and a couple old stale goldfish crack. Oh, I'll get to the chat. Congratulations on your new media class. My first film studies class changed my life. So good for you. Follow your passion, and whatever your parents say, you can actually make money doing this. So when your mom's like, you should be an accountant, be like, Mom, accountants kill themselves.
Jay Renault says, Tim, who are you rooting for on The Bachelor? I'm rooting for my girl Becca K. We don't know how old she is. Can't wait to find out.
What does that mean?
There's everyone, it'll say their name and it says where they're from and how old they are. This girl looks like she might be 19 and it just doesn't have her age.
Is that bad? Would it be bad?
It's going to be a plot point.
That's
I'm very excited.
That's going to be nasty. Forgotten Hell says, why does Andrea always get so mad? Their show is longer than an hour often. She's not mad. She's just messing with me.
It's part of the shtick.
It's a shtick.
It's a shtick.
It was at first. She was like, "Hey, you got." When we used to go really long, when we go to like 12:30, she was like, "Yo, guys, I got better shit to do."
You've been having them long shows.
No, I told him that.
We just said it. We just said it's a shtick.
I told him it's a shtick.
It's a shtick.
See, people don't understand that we're all professionals here. And when you find the joke, when you find that little bit of a thread, you got to beat it over the head. Beat it over the head and run it into the ground, and that's what we do here. That's what we do here. We'll take one or two.
Put it on a shirt.
What stuff?
Drew Baca 1313 says, I just got here. Did the boys give an actual MCU villains ranking after today's MCU in review? They lost me in their video and I just finished watching it. No. I don't think we have. No, I don't think we did. I don't think we ever got to that yesterday.
Yeah.
That's not a real thing.
That's not a real thing.
Okay, rad guys on bad guys. If they're not going to get me in the club, it's not real.
Ragu, bagu.
Ragu, bagu. Okay, I need to go.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Tim, thanks. You can bounce out. I will be back to read subscribers in a few seconds. Stick around for Andrew, Renee, and Greg Miller. They'll be back for Kind of Funny Games Daily. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow here on this show, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Kevin, cut the feed.
Bye.